Good evening. From Johannesburg, I'm Catherine Constantinides. Welcome to Let's Have It Out. Tonight and every weeknight here on ENCA, a variety of people will get their chance to host this program. We'll give you, the viewer, a chance to get involved in the conversation. Unfiltered, accountable and accessible. Over the past 5 years, I've worked actively on the issue of the illegal occupation on Western Sahara and have engaged with the Sahrawi people in the refugee camps situated in southwest of Algeria, where they have been for more than 40 years. I've lived in these camps amongst these people and engaged with the Sahrawi freedom fighters around the world in their fight for self-determination, liberation and access to their basic human rights. The people of Western Sahara have been under illegal occupation since 1975. Forgotten by the world, the Sahrawi people fled during the armed conflict when the colonial power Spain left the territory and handed over administrative power to both Mauritania and Morocco, forcing the Sahrawi people to find refuge. The Sahrawi refugees fled at the time of conflict, and they have lived in a temporary refugee camp in southwest Algeria for more than 4 decades under inhospitable climatic and humanitarian conditions. In 1991, the UN called for a ceasefire, and MINURSO, the UN mission for the referendum in Western Sahara, was established with a mandate to organize a referendum within 6 months. 27 years later, the Sahrawi people still wait for the promised referendum, yet the process has been aggravated while Moroccan settlers have begun to colonize the territory, and the Sahrawi people continue to be victims of human rights abuses, including torture. Morocco was readmitted into the African Union without preconditions or terms. The newly admitted member should now be obliged to respect internationally recognized borders, thus recognizing the Western Sahara. The Western Sahara is the last colony in Africa, while the Sahrawi people's right to self-determination is recognized by the African Union, the United Nations and the International Court of Justice. There is no country in the world that recognizes Morocco's sovereignty over Western Sahara. Despite this, and despite reports of the exploitative plundering of natural resources and the infliction of grave human rights abuses, the urgency of the renewed efforts to overcome the current impasse have been expressed repeatedly. You can be a part of this conversation.